Hi everyone, I'm Christian and this is Crypto Ripto. So what's going on with the crypto market at the moment? We've got Bitcoin breaking down to touch its all-time bottom. We've got Ethereum breaking down and touching its all-time bottom. And we've got Dogecoin losing 64% from its all-time high. So what is happening in the crypto space? Is this confirmation now finally that the bear market is here? Or is this just the smart money doing a final rattle out of the weak hands, and we could see big signs for cryptocurrency to start making a break to the upside? Well, let's have a look at the charts. Let's have a look what's going on with crypto. And if this sounds interesting to you, stay tuned and let's get into the video. So starting with the Bitcoin price, we're going to jump straight into the chart and we're going to try and have a look and see what's happening with Bitcoin. Is it on its way down to further lows and hit that all FOMO figure of 20k that a lot of people are saying on YouTube, and a lot of stuff's coming out there on Twitter, all the bears and all the FOMOs? Or is Bitcoin still in its kind of consolidation phase and just again testing the low sort of supports before it shoots on its way up? Well, let's jump into the chart and let's have a look what's going on with Bitcoin. So as you can see, I mean, for me, Bitcoin is still trading in this chart that it's been since it had its massive correction, this big crash here, and it pumped up and it tested the D line and it went back up to the resistance and then created this support. It broke below the support and started finding its area here. Bitcoin's never really sort of found its ground apart from hitting the D line here, going up, having a little retest there, getting rejected at the 40k and coming back down and just basically retesting these same levels that it tested on the way up. Now, for me, unless Bitcoin sort of breaks this 31,000 D line, I'm not in that much of a panic with Bitcoin because I still think it's trading sideways. And you can see, I mean, we can look at patterns and we can say, okay, we can draw lines coming down. We can draw lines coming down here and saying Bitcoin's breaking this, Bitcoin's breaking that. But none of them patterns, that emotional pattern's gonna work at the moment, because if you have a look at who's pushing the price down, you see this was high volume. Bitcoin was massively oversold. And this was high volume manipulation pushing the price down, because you know, this is, for me, is one of the final shakeouts for the weak hands, and you can tell this because what it is the climate is right for weak Bitcoin. You will see, if you go onto Cointelegraph now, if you go onto Twitter or in the news, you'll see mass adoption of negativity or FOMO news on Bitcoin, saying central banks are falling in line with China, hash rate is down. You know, all like El Salvador's adoption could be weak for Bitcoin, and all sorts of rubbish FOMO news like this, which is designed to be that shakeout phase. Because if we remember, we're talking about this, if it's playing out this Y-cross chart and it's in the capitulation phase, which is where the market's exhausted, giving up, and you know, the smart money is there going into phase E, they're not breaking away from this pattern. Yes, they know we know about it and stuff like that, but you know, no disrespect, because obviously we're new on here and stuff like this. Amateur investors normally are the first to break a plan or mold before the smart money and the professionals do. If they have a plan, they'll stick to it, and they'll stick to the Wycroft plan because they know it works. They know that even if we know about it, majority of us will still panic and fear, and they'll see Bitcoin going down and we'll sell. If we manage to buy up low here, we're buying, or we're one of the ones buying here because we think Bitcoin's going up, we'll sell, and our sort of long positions will go or get liquidated. And this is the smart money just squeezing out the last bits of kind of, you know, the dumb or the retail money. Now, if you have a look in the Bitcoin chart, they were relying on the D-cross. We all know about the D-cross, but it's not happened yet, but it's on the verge. But this D-cross doesn't matter really, because it's already played out. It's already been shaken out here. You know, people cannot really get any more fearful. The market's in extreme fear as it is. They cannot get any more fearful here. So if people are not selling their Bitcoin, if they're not selling their altcoins, and they're still holding on to them in hope and stuff like that, and on the daily chart, the mass volume's not coming in, but on the 4-hour chart, the volume is coming in to sell Bitcoin, then I personally don't see, certainly at this stage in time, Bitcoin having the bigger crash that a lot of people are calling out for, saying Bitcoin could break below the 30 barrier and then it's a free fall to 20, and that's where you'll sort of see Bitcoin bottom out. I don't see that. It may retest 30 and sort of wick down to like the 29s or 28s, but I cannot see Bitcoin having a crash to 20. I just cannot see it, because I don't think anyone that holds Bitcoin now, or the people that are buying or got Bitcoin now, are not selling it. You know, they're not selling it. We've got the mass volume sort of selling off here because they want to squeeze it out, but this is not. You see, with these two bars here being this quick and this big, this is not retail money. This is smart money. If it was like gradually sold and stuff like we did see over the weekend, then yeah, you'll see obviously it's going to be retail money. But we're not. We're seeing Monday morning, bang, big dumps on Bitcoin in anticipation that there's going to be all this bad news that's coming out. If we just switch to Cointelegraph a little second, if we go to the news, and it'll all be like big Bitcoin, the Canadian business comes, the coins are sat, you know, El Salvador dominance. Here we've got like bearish pattern charts. We've got dangerous investment ever. Bitcoin falls in line. We've got all sorts of like bad news here. Bitcoin price dips, consistent new China FUD and stuff like that. It's just, for me, it's just a lot of bad news coming out for Bitcoin, and with that correlation to the actual charts dumping is a classic sign of the smart money still trying to shake out the weak hands. But there's only so much they can shake out, right? And as you can see in the chart here, Bitcoin has been in this channel here for absolutely time now, for a whole month nearly. Since the crash, there's not been no major boost up to where it topped out and bottomed out from the crash. So if you have a look here, it crashed all the way down here, wicked, and it relief rallied back up to here. And if you have a look at the resistance line here and the support line of the D here from the crash, Bitcoin's just been trading sideways in that channel for the last month now. Now, yeah, we like the big pump that happened. Bitcoin to 40k got rejected at this kind of resistance and on the 200-day moving average, and went on a bit of a decline all the way down. But then the same thing happened here. The same thing happened all the way back in like the 21st of June. So, sorry, the 3rd of June. So it was like the 21st today. I'm sorry, I'll get it mixed up. The 3rd of June. So there's nothing really happening other than they're trading it off resistance and they'll be trading it off support. It might not even go back down to this level of 31,000. So until it breaks a 31,000 and we have not a fake out, we have a confirmed breakout, it comes up, retest, gets rejected at the D line and turns this into resistance, then I'd be quite worried if it did that with volume, because then I think Bitcoin's going to have a big struggle to get the momentum running. But I think with this block here of high volume dumping, with all the news and FUD that's coming out, I think they've seen the bad news come out, they've jumped on the back of it, they've shaken out quite a lot of the weak hands. So I think once this settles down and this rattles off in the next few days, I think we should see a bit more momentum or bullish momentum on Bitcoin. Whether it will trade out of this channel or not, that's a long way off, because you know it's still got a long way to go before it breaks this resistance. But is Bitcoin on the crash that everyone's saying to 20k? I personally don't think so. But you leave a comment below. You tell me what you think and how you think Bitcoin's trading, and if you think this is a downward spiral because we've gone into what I said was phase heat, here on the chart, where we played this out kind of pretty perfect, to be honest. And we was in this capitulation phase, and we're just now tipping into phase E, which I've not even wrote on here because obviously we'll have to look at Bitcoin, how it trades after that. So, I mean, that's sort of the overview of Bitcoin. It's not really great technical analysis because obviously there's nothing. I could pretend to pull stuff out like a lot of people do. I could try and force some patterns in there somewhere with, like, you know, we could say here, a lot of people say this is a falling wedge. They'd probably do something like this and say this is a falling wedge here, and that, do you know what I mean, that this is a bullish signal where it bounces off here, goes back up and breaks out. But to me, that's all FUD. I don't think it is any wedge here. I just literally think Bitcoin's trading sideways in this channel, and I'll be looking, so to cap it all off, I'll be looking at Bitcoin to bounce off this D line, or even not there, even just consolidate a little bit here and then start to break out towards the up, to again start retesting some of these what was support will be now resistance. These three crucial lines that have been key momentums in the past month. And that's why I don't normally like having a lot of lines on my charts, but because these have been key areas, you know, they're layers. They're like, for instance, you could say they're like traffic lights. We've got the red, the amber, the green, do you know what I mean? Or however you want to do it. If you want to be pedantic, you could say green, amber, red, danger, just getting ready to go, and all systems go. So that's why I pretty much put in here. And also it's where I will be sort of buying more Bitcoin, definitely down here, definitely in the next day or two. So again, slap a like, it helps the channel, it helps me, it helps you to sort of get a good picture of what's going on in the market. Don't always believe what you read on Twitter and on the YouTube. I know a lot of people have been in the game a while, but they've not been in the smart money a long time. And we know that the smart money is manipulating this. And if we have a look at the climate they're making with the FUD, the FOMO in the news, following on the back of that, the big decross that everyone knows about, following on the back of that, the Wycroft chart that people know about going into phase E. If you start piecing these pieces of the puzzle together with the Wycroft, with the decross, with the news of the FUD that's coming out, and then the smart money putting in this ultra high volume on the sells, because that's what this is here, ultra high volume, and squeezing out the last of the things where people have been in longs, unless you're Cole the Moon, who had a short position, and even he'll be closing his out based on this line, I think. People will go in a bit bearish and a bit bullish all over the place. But for me, I've always said, and I've always said it on this channel, that Bitcoin's just been in this channel, and we've had these lines on for nearly a month now, and Bitcoin's been playing out in this channel perfectly. And for me, that's just a consolidation of sideways. We've gone in with the consolidation. We will go into phase E of the Wycroft chart, because obviously phase E is here and it's downwards momentum. But will we smash down there? Will we break out of this kind of what I call the capitulation phase box and start falling down here, which would put us into the people's here, would put us into people's 20Ks. Here would be the 25 mark, and here would be the 20. I personally don't see that happening yet. You know, I think Bitcoin's momentum's going too strong. I still believe Bitcoin's going to trade around between 80 and 100,000 by the end of the year. So at some point, people will have enough. You know, at some point, people have got to say, this is it. This is the bottom for Bitcoin now. No FOMO, no FUD. You know, there's no Elon Musk to blame. There's no China to blame. There's no anything. We're not believing any of this FUD no more. We're literally just going to trade Bitcoin. And then the smart money will want to get on board of it. And they'll think, okay, well, if they're going to start buying up Bitcoin, Bitcoin's price is going to go up. And they'll want to get it as cheap as they can. So then you'll start seeing momentum. And then you'll also see when this Bitcoin price starts going up, market, save this video, and mark my words, how the news will change. how you'll start seeing bullish news. There'll be, oh, you know what I mean, Michael Saylor's buying more or something like this. And this is news that is true and happening, but they'll just highlight it. What they do is they sort of highlight what they want to emphasize to you, what they want to put in front of you. So for me, yeah, it wasn't nice to see Bitcoin do that, but for me, it was expected. I did say that in my video last week. It was going to go down and be a bit more pain going to this capitulation phase. And we've had these lines in there all the time and they've not broken them. I'd still like to see Bitcoin come back up and, you know, use this as support again and start breaking on the way up. As for the decross, I don't think that's a major factor at the moment, because I think we've already had it here and we've already had the downside here. So this is just a lagging indicator, which is just, you know, that's trying to tell us yesterday's news today, in my opinion, to sum it up in a better phrase. So I hope this has helped, and I hope it calmed your nerves a little bit about Bitcoin, and people don't go foaming in and don't go selling. Like, please just don't. If you bought Bitcoin, doesn't matter if you bought it here, wherever you bought it, just don't be selling your Bitcoin, because it is going to go up and you're going to kick yourself. And this channel is all about people not losing their money. So that being said, we're going to jump into Ethereum now. And Ethereum's got a contract, its contract's expiring on the 25th. So I'm not sure how that's going to impact Ethereum. I personally cannot see it impacting great, because Ethereum touched its kind of one of its lows with the ultra high volume here. So when they were dumping Bitcoin, they also dumped Ethereum, and it put it down to this is where, after the crash, its lowest close, down at 1,900, and it wicked down to that today. And I think this is confirming and touching the bottom, because what I think the smart money is doing with this contract closing is they're front running. They're expecting people, because obviously the news is starting to come out about these contracts now. Is it going to be bearish? Ethereum's in a critical time, so people are going to be panicking and thinking, you know, I've still got a bit of money left in Ethereum. Even me, you know, I mean, I bought Ethereum quite low. Do you know what I mean? I'm still in profit in Ethereum. And, you know, it's designed to make you think, you know what, I need to sell it. So they start pushing the price down early. So then when everyone sort of thinks, okay, the price is dropping, the contract news is going to go, we must sell, the smart money is doing the opposite. They've already done that. They've already pushed the price down. The plan's worked perfectly. They're front running it, so they're there to buy it. They're like sharks in the water. You're out there throwing all your nice lunch away, and they're just collecting it all up at a discounted price. So again, unless Ethereum's crossing this D line of 1,900, I wouldn't be too concerned about Ethereum, because again, we'll see on the 25th when these contracts come out. But I think the squeeze is, especially with this ultra high volume manipulation here, you'll see it in the pattern. You'll see the ultra high volume here. You'll see a couple of tests and supports, and maybe even a fake out of what we had here. And then you'll see a sort of momentum with Ethereum going on a run. I don't know if it'll be as big as this one here, but Ethereum will definitely do a U-turn, because again, look at the mass of overselling of Ethereum here. People just selling it out, you know, just shaking out all the weekend here. This would have put a lot of fear, extreme fear, into the market, which we can have a look at if we go to the fear and greed index here, and we can see that there's extreme fear in the market, which is mad. So yeah, it's kind of like trading. I think I wouldn't panic at the moment, and I wouldn't be selling any Ethereum that I've brought. And definitely don't sell it at a loss, because, sorry, we'll go back to the Ethereum chart, and you see here, unless it's crossing below here and then it comes and does a retest on high volume, then I would be a little bit panicky and think, okay, well, if I'm in profit, we'll maybe take a little bit off here, because there will be some downside and I can buy it back up. But here, at this point in time, you start selling it here, and then it bounces, and then before you know it, it goes up so quick. Do you know what I mean? You're then going to be having to buy it back at a higher price. So just be cautious. So Bitcoin, again, cautious. Ethereum, cautious. And lastly, we'll come on to the Dogecoin news, which is just going to be a quick roundup with the with the Dogecoin news, which which is Dogecoin lost 64% of its value since its all-time high, and they're saying that it's based on the Dogecoin dumps its price on the NASCAR drivers crash. Now, I don't think it was just because of the NASCAR drivers crash, but have a look. That's Dodge going through the charts there. Look, bam. So yeah, that's the meme coin at its finest. So yeah, so that's Dogecoin and Dogecoin going thing. So I thought I'd just put that on for comedy value, you know, slap a like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do for that. But yeah, please, if you just want to just take the quick wins away from this video, is Bitcoin. It's not hit the D cross yet, and there's a lot of FOMO in the market designed to get you to sell your Bitcoin. So just hodl on and wait for it to see if it crosses that D line, which we keep doing daily. Ethereum's the same. Let's wait till the 25th, because again, they're just designed to shake out, and I think Ethereum might take a bounce off its all-time low close since the crash. And Dogecoin, dodgy Dogecoin, even its NASCAR can't even stay on track. It's like the market's crashing out. So yeah, trade with caution on that one, but again, that's what you get with meme coins, right? They crash and burn. So again, I'm Christian, this is Crypto Ripto. As always, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.